Following the establishment of independence of the United States of America, a number of Latin American countries saw this as an opportunity to liberate as well. Haiti, Mexico, and Venezuela all carried out independence movements shortly after and were very similar in nature to the United States as well as with each other.
Saint-Domingue was a colony split by France and Spain and heavily utilized slave labor. It became one of France's most viable territories economically as they exported a variety of resources such as tobacco, cotton, and sugar. Society was largely class-based and saw the plantation owners brutally impose their dominance due to the slave population heavily outweighing that of the white population 10-1. France also implemented the policy of exclusif, where Saint-Domingue could only export to France, and this resulted in them being limited economically. However, in tandem with all of these causes, the French Revolution greatly incited the revolution. The chaos involving the leadership in France weakened the political hold on its colonies and allowed revolutionary ideas to thrive. These were largely inspired by the United States and other independence products such as the rights of man to citizen. An early slave rebellion resulted in the death of thousands, and paired with attacks from foreign powers, Spain and Great Britain, resulted in Robespierre's abolition of slavery. This caused some rebels to side with the French and fight the foreign powers. However, it didn't create a significant societal change, and independence was the next step. Toussaint L'Ouverture was a former slave that fought first in the slave uprising and then for the French. He led the new revolution both politically and militarily. However, his time in slavery was not as harsh as those of other slaves, and he understood both sides of the conflict. Therefore, he discouraged the execution of atrocities against the opposite side. He declares Haiti independent and drafted a constitution. Napoleon sent troops to Haiti for his capture, and following this, a peace treaty made Haiti a part of France again. The circumstances of his capture are still widely unknown. What followed was the institution of slavery by Napoleon. Desantis arose as the new leader of the rebellion, and in tandem with issues in Europe involving the Napoleonic Wars, won independence for Haiti in 1804. This is known as the most successful slave rebellion in history, but was horrifically punctuated with Desantis' purge of all whites on the island. France made Haiti pay heavy reparations, starting the cycle of Haitian poverty that persists for years to come.
So, on top of all the previous stuff that Brennan talked about, there was another country that the Spanish had control over, Mexico. Mexico was known as one of Spain's most profitable colonies. We know this because the Spanish wanted to be greedy and only let the people of Mexico trade with them. Well, it turns out that this doesn't sit well with the people of Mexico, especially because food was held by the elites, and the prices of it was outrageously
stupid!
Anyways, all of a sudden, Napoleon comes along and is like,
I take your country now.
And so the Creoles, a group of people who are born in Spanish-American colonies but are below the Peninsulares, decide, oh man, independence? Yes, now's the time. And so they plan a revolt, and they need support of people, and who better than the indigenous and the mestizo people, the lower class people of Mexico. The Creoles sympathized with people under poverty, and so they agreed to meet their demands once they were freed. Miguel Hidalgo, a Catholic priest, was like,
I help bring more people now.
And so he did, but then these so-called rebels were being arrested by Spanish officials. Angered, a mob of people decided to make a revolt and grab whatever they could to begin an attack against the Peninsulares. This revolt was initiated by Father Miguel's Grito de Dolores. He had many goals like gaining independence from Spain, this revolt was initiated by Father Miguel's famous Grito de Dolores. He had many goals like gaining independence from Spain and ending slavery. However, his forces couldn't take Mexico City and were driven north. In 1811, Hidalgo was captured and executed, where he was beheaded. José María Morelos was another priest who was basically the second Hidalgo. He used guerrilla tactics and set himself as chief consecutive of the National Congress of Chilpancingo. This Congress is composed of Creoles revolutionaries and enacted several social changes. One of the most significant products of the Congress was the creation of Sentimientos de la Nación. This set forward the principles of the independent nation. Guerrilla fighting continued and was led by Vicente Guerrero in order to fight against high taxes. Creole elites took control of the revolution, and Agustin Iturbide, a royalist Creole, feared losing power. Iturbide then asked Guerrero to join in support in the Plan de Igualdad in order to claim independence from Spain. Mexico is finally free due to the Treaty of Córdoba, signed by the Mexican Empire and Spain. Creole elites took control of the revolution, and Agustin Iturbide, a royalist Creole, feared losing power. Iturbide then asked Guerrero to join in support in the Plan de Igualdad in order to claim independence from Spain. Mexico is finally free due to the Treaty of Cordoba, signed by the Mexican Empire and Spain. Iturbide is crowned emperor, and the 3 guarantees are confirmed by the treaty, those being religion, independence, and unity.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here today to talk to you about Venezuelan independence. So, Venezuelan independence was very similar to the Mexican independence movement because there were social injustices between the social classes and because there was a monopoly against the Venezuelans with the Spanish.
Okay, so in Venezuela there was 3 republics. The first republic was led by Francisco de Miranda, and they were fighting in the name of King Ferdinand, and that failed because of an earthquake. Because, you know, they felt like that God didn't want Ferdinand to have power. And then the second and third republics were led by Simon Bolivar. And his second republic was a disaster. He was defeated by some cowboys. And if you don't know what cowboys are, it's guys who ride on horses. You know, how do you get defeated by that? And he got sent to exile. And then Third Republic, he gained the support of these cowboys, so-called Llaneros, and he defeated the Spanish, and it led to the creation of Gran Colombia. Alright, so a very important battle that happened in the Venezuelan independence movement was the Battle of Boyaca, and that was the battle that ultimately made New Granada independent. And you see, in this battle, Bolivar, he did a couple things, and he gained support from the Llaneros, which were previously stated as cowboys, and you know, apparently cowboys can do a lot to help you. And he defeated the Spanish at Boyaca, and it meant that all other forces in South America would have been weakened because it was under the control of a separatist party, which meant that Spanish forces would be weaker.
And then there was Battle of Carabobo, which was battle that made Venezuela independent. And so what Bolivar did, he gained support from the slaves because he promised to end slavery. And because of that, he got help from Haiti. And then because he got help from Haiti, there was a black lieutenant, and his name was Pedro Camejo. And funny thing is, next clip.
I come here to tell you that I'm dead.
After the independence movement, Bolivar, he wanted a strong central government, and he made himself the lifelong leader of Venezuela because he thought that voting was a terrible concept because he felt like it led to anarchy. And then he stepped down and was put into exile because he was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I lost all motivation. Okay, man, huh? I leave now. And then there were still several problems with the social class system, and then after that, Gran Colombia split into several different countries.
Okay guys, so this is our video on Latin American independence. We hope you enjoyed the video a lot, so like, share, leave a comment, and tell your friends about it.